Good day, El Paso. Good day, friends and family. Your local junk hauler here, Charlie, aka Dumpster Daddy, epdumpsterdaddy.com. Go ahead, check us out over there. As you can see, we are here in the house, getting ready to put together my show. I have a few clips here. I think I'm gonna go through probably like 3 or 4 different videos, about 10 to 15 minutes a piece. We'll see how much information we can glean out of these videos I got lined up for you guys, these topics that I got lined up for you guys. Um, as you all know, we are going through in this economy, in this country, we are going through a tough time. A lot of people are losing their jobs. A lot of people are trying to figure out how they're going to make one end meet the next. A lot of people are running out of money, too much month at the end of the money, as one of my YouTube mentors used to say when I was listening to motivation and all that stuff back in the day. Too much money, too much month at the end of the money. And a lot of us, especially in the junk removal business, got into the game because we wanted to make some type of career move, some type of pivot in our lives. For me personally, I started in junk removal because in 2020, I was working for the Walt Disney World Company and they decided to let us go because of the pandemic and whatever other reasons they had, any other expenses. My wife told me that she thinks they let us go because they no longer wanted to pay for our insurance, our health insurance, while we were being furloughed. So here we are. After some study, some big decisions to be made, we moved from Orlando to El Paso. We are here in El Paso and have been working in our and building our junk removal business for the past 4 years. As soon as we got into El Paso, I hit the ground running. I took my severance. I started looking for a pickup truck, something that I could use to get the business going. We were able to find that maybe about a week or two into living here. And then, but while working on that stuff, I was building my website, building up the social media, working on all that stuff, staying busy, spending money on tools, making sure I had all the right equipment. I spent a lot of time watching the Matthew Vick and the JoJo. Who else did I watch? Steve Conroy. I know I've said that before. Ricardo down there in the DFW. And just other random people who were doing junk removal, kind of like right when it was starting to pick up and right when a lot of different people were getting into it and sharing their knowledge. Now, I am no guru. I am one man, one truck, one trailer. And like I said, been doing this for 4 years. I do use and have used temporary employees. I have not looked at hiring or trying to figure out how to get my own employees yet. I want to make the investment in some other equipment that will allow me to do that because I don't want people driving around in my truck and trailer. I just don't. When I'm able to, or if we gonna go that route, then I will look at investing in some piece of used equipment, like my first F-150. I'll go get a used one, but my the trimmer, the truck that I have, the F-250, that's solely for me to drive to take care of the business to do what we need to do. Now, as we grow the business and figure out what moves to make, then I will get into the NPR or some type of truck that is built and meant for multiple people to get in and out of. I know that the F-250 probably could be that, but no, no, no. No, that was just for me, baby, to help grow the business. The next truck we get into will hopefully be the one that we can use to employ people. But like I said, I am still learning. I am still trying to figure out how to make the right moves in this business. And I noticed that there are a lot of gurus, some people who have been in the business for 15, 20 plus years, and then other people who have just been in here for a short little while, even shorter than I have. And everybody is a guru. Everybody can tell you what you can and can't do to make some money. So I want to get in here real quick and listen to some of the gurus that have been popping up in my algo and see what they have to say. I've done a couple of reviews on this couple, JT Junk Solutions, and they do give some good advice. So let's see what they got for us in this video. Let's go.
Software tool in this video that we actually developed ourselves, because nothing else on the market could actually solve this $10,000 problem that we kept running into in our junk removal business.
This tool is just one piece of a 6 software system that took us from struggling to consistently making $20,000 months. And by the end of this video, you'll have access to all 6 tools, including the one we built that no other junk removal company has.
I'm Tanner, and this is Jackie, and we run JT Junk Solutions. Last month, we did over $20,000 in revenue. And honestly, without these software tools, we'd probably be stuck answering every call manually and pricing based off a gut feeling.
Here's what we're showing you. The AI system that books jobs while we sleep, the $20 tool that replaced our marketing team, how we make professional videos in 15 minutes, and the custom pricing software that solved our biggest problem.
Look, AI is either gonna make you rich or put you out of business in this industry.
Now, I do agree with that. I've been telling my wife because she works over at Amazon, so she is feeling the impact of AI, and they use robots and things over there. And I do believe AI can help our businesses, whether we're using it for the chat GPT, the intellectual software, or when things start coming into the robots realm, when it comes into more of the physical labor style of work, AI, machine learning, all of that type of stuff. Like, I even got machines here. They're going to be going off pretty soon. I got robots. I got a robot over here, and that it takes care of the main living space. I have a robot, a vacuum and mopping robot that takes care of my bedroom, the master bedroom, one in the master bathroom, and I have one in the kitchen. So 4 robots total. And my routine is I take care of the house, and then during the weekend, I'll clean up, give it a good wipe down, mopping and all that, vacuuming, and then the robots take care of the rest. So that has helped me because I told my wife I wanted to hire a helper, a little maid to come through here maybe once or twice a week, help me get the house cleaned up and stuff and ready to go, so I can focus on more of this stuff. But I decided to go the robot route. I'm probably still going to look at a maid, maybe, I don't know, but the robot route helps me take care of the business here in the house, maintaining it throughout the week. So I don't see why that, how that can't translate into business. But let me get in here because this is about 13-minute video, and I don't want to keep pausing and stopping it through where I kind of do, because I'm gonna keep.
While other companies are doing everything manually and missing calls, we've got systems running our business for us.
So if you're ready to see exactly how we scaled past $20,000 months, let's get into it. But I'm warning you, once you see what's possible, you're not going to want to go back to the old way.
Here's something most junk removal companies completely miss. They think being busy means being successful. But there's a huge difference between working in your business and having your business work for you.
Right now, there are 2 types of junk removal companies. One group is constantly stressed, missing calls, forgetting to follow up with customers, and basically chained to their phone 24/7. And the other group, they're booking jobs while they sleep. They never miss a lead, and their business runs like clockwork even when they're not there.
Now, I do have to, I'm in that first group. I am not stressed. I moved into junk removal coming out of the operations at Disney World, working in merchandise. Like I said, 2020, let it go. And when I was looking for a business to build for myself, junk removal was it. I don't mind being tied to the phone. I don't mind it at all. I don't mind booking calls. Like I said, being one man, one truck, one trailer helps me learn the business. And now I can grow, and I will start implementing some of these tools. I do have AI, but I'm looking at here, see what the gurus have to say about how to grow the business past $10,000, $20,000 a month. I don't know. I'm here in El Paso. Things might be a little bit different, but we'll see if any of their advice hits on anything, because the advice that I got early on in this game from the Matthew Vick and JoJo and Steve Conroy and Richard has helped me get to where we're at today, but we want to get to the next level. And I know that they had the Junk Expo out there, Matthew Vick and the JoJo, this past weekend or sometime this month, and I didn't go, not gonna go, because I had other stuff to do. And I figured, we can keep learning and sharing our knowledge, but learning on the internet and sharing what we've learned and picking up what these people have to say. So let's get back in here and get back into the meat of this video.
They understand that AI isn't coming to replace them. It's coming to make them irreplaceable.
AI is either going to make you rich or put you out of business. There's no middle ground. Every call you miss is money walking out the door. Every lead you don't follow up with fast enough goes running to your competitor. And if you're doing everything manually, you're fighting with one hand behind your back.
That's where Jobber comes in. And specifically,
well, we were waiting for the ad. I'm trying to tell you, man, waiting for the ad. So when it comes to the junk removal business itself, and let me get this.
their AI tools,
I don't want to.
The marketing team and
advertise. I don't want advertising for them right now, because I am looking for a what do you call it? SEO, not SEO, some type of solution to help bring in people when I'm hiring when I'm hiring employees. What kind of system am I going to plug them into that will help them do the job better and efficiently? I talked to my wife about this, and I told her what I want to see, but I do know that I'm probably going to have to go out here and spend a little time with Jobber and Workies and what's the other one that Andrew guy came up with? I can't think of the name of the other one that the guy came up with, but I want to develop my own software. And with the advent of AI, Chat GPT, and all this other stuff, we're gonna see what we can make shake. That's something that I talked to my wife about. That's what she's interested in doing. So yeah, let's see what they have to say about Jobber, because I am looking, and we'll see if it's something that I will get into.
an operations manager all in one app. All right, quick outfit change. The AI receptionist answers calls and texts 24/7, even when we're on a job or it's 2 a.m. It books appointments directly into our calendar, creates service requests, and takes messages, all based on the rules that we set up. Think about that. While your competitors are missing calls because they're working, you're landing jobs.
But here's where it gets crazy. The campaign generator creates entire marketing campaigns in seconds. We just tell it that.
And the numbers don't lie. At 40.
I'm going to speed through this because this is all stuff that, research we can do on our own. If you want to, spend some time watching this video and listening to them talk about Jobber, I want to get to the tools that they said they created and see what they have as solutions, seeing as how they're business owners, they're in the business, they're working it. Maybe they have employees, maybe they don't. But if they're using these systems, I can tell you that they're probably moving toward getting out of the truck and putting employees into the business and seeing what they can make shake that way. But let's see what else they have to say. I don't want to listen to what they have to say about Jobber. Jobber's probably paying them to advertise for them. I looked at their YouTube channel. They make a little change off their YouTube channel as well. They probably offer coaching. Like I said, these are gurus. They've been in the game. I believe they said they've been in the game for a year. And one thing that I've noticed about a lot of people who get in the game, and especially with some of the people who've been in the military, they might have some military money, some retirement or pensions coming in to help supplement their income that they're getting from junk removal. So like for me, my wife, she goes to work, she works at Amazon. So that helps out with supplementing the income, junk removal. So I make a bunch of money in a short period of time, but she has that steady income to make sure that if for whatever reason something happens and I have a slow month, we're still able to cover our household bills, because this is what I created as a job for myself. Now, as we're looking to create it as a job for other people, I will have to start implementing some of these systems and things. But until then, I want to see what else they got to say, but I'm going to do my research. I'm going to look at the Andrew Thompson. I believe it's Andrew Thompson. I'm going to look at his software. I'm going to look at the Jobber software. And then I had a guy from Workies call me a couple of days ago offering their services. So we'll see. I do have to do something, but until then, let's keep listening to these gurus.
Imagine never missing a high-value customer again. Picture booking jobs while you're sleeping, or eating dinner with your family, or working another job. That's what Jobber AI does for us every single day. Now, Jobber handles all the operations and bookings, but we still have a massive problem. We were getting all these leads, but our marketing, well, let's just say it wasn't the greatest. That's when we discovered this $20 tool that basically replaces our entire marketing team.
Hold up. I know what you're thinking.
Now, I want to know who's their marketing team, because I am my marketing team for the business. I did spend some, I told you guys, I spent money on some on my website, spent some change on it. But outside of the truck, the trailer, and the website, like, you know, I am the marketing team. I go out, drive the truck around, do door hangers, post content to social media. So I want to know who they had as a marketing team. Like, this is amazing to me.
ChatGPT, everyone knows about that. But here's what most junk removal companies are missing. They're either not using it at all, or they're using it completely wrong.
Here's the reality. Good marketing is the difference between feast and famine in this business. You can be the best junk removal company in your area, but if nobody knows about you, you're broke. Hiring a marketing person can cost you $3,000 plus a month. Marketing agencies, even more. But what if I told you for $20 a month, you could have a marketing team that works for you 24/7?
That's exactly what ChatGPT is for us. It writes our copy for seasonal campaigns like Spring Cleanout Special or Same Day Junk Pickup. It creates our social media posts, writes customer emails, and even handles our SEO content so that we show up when people search junk removal near me.
By the way, here's a pro tip. This ChatGPT prompt gives us 80% more responses via email. Write a follow-up email for a junk removal customer who's got a quote but hasn't booked yet. Make it friendly but urgent. Try it.
The time savings alone are insane. What used to take us hours every week now takes 15 minutes. We've got templates for everything. Customer responses, social media posts, even Google review responses.
Are you tired of writing the same emails over and over and over again? Or posting on social media and just getting crickets? Yeah, we were there too. But even with great marketing bringing in leads, we had another problem costing us thousands of dollars. Our social media was boring as hell and nobody was engaging with it. That's when we found this video tool that changed everything.
Here's the reality. People don't trust junk removal companies. They think we're going to overcharge them, damage their property, or not show up. But when they see a professional video of us actually doing the work, transforming someone's space, that changes everything.
And here's what's scary. Your competitors are posting videos and getting all the calls while you're posting boring before and after photos that nobody sees.
All right, got a phone call, folks. So let me go ahead, pause this real quick and answer this call. Thank you for calling Dumpster Daddy Junk Removal. This is Charlie.
Hey Charlie, how's it going?
Doing well yourself?
I'm doing all right. I'm calling on behalf of Ferguson Waterworks. Do y'all sell roll-offs, or do you have roll-offs?
No, we don't do roll-off, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Ah, shoot. Okay.
All right.
Never mind.
No problem. Let me see if I got a guy for you who does roll-offs and see if he has anything available for you. Let me pull him up real
Okay.
quick.
Sure.
Okay. His name is Mike,
Uh-huh.
and his company name is Alpha Dumpster Rentals. His number is 915-642-7700.
Alpha Dumpster Rentals.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, Charlie. I appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thank you for calling.
Take it easy.
Bye. All right, folks. Took care of that little piece of business. That is somebody looking for a roll-off. I'm not in that game, not just yet, but they are correct. When it comes to videos or just posting to social media, I found that before and after pictures really don't do the job, but the clients do like seeing you do the job. They like seeing you working. And another thing, showing up on time, showing up when you say you're going to do, completing the job, and also properly disposing of the materials that you're picking up from your client's home. I did have a client a few years ago when we first started the business. She gave me the third degree when it came to taking a bunch of boxes from her home. Apparently, a few months before then, before we came, she had one of her neighbors had a junk removal company come out from El Paso and they took a bunch of stuff, and this was new development, and they took a bunch of boxes and things from these people's homes, but they did not properly dispose of it. They drove out into the desert. They found what they thought was open land, and they, for free, dumped these people's all their trash out into the middle of the desert. Come to find out, it was private property, and the owner of the private property went out, found this mound of trash on their property, called the city. The city called the people who address was on all of those packages and boxes, and was going to give them a huge fine. The lady said they were able to work it out, but my client, her neighbor, gave me well, we had to talk for about 10-15 minutes about how we dispose of, where we take it, what's going to happen to it, all of that type of stuff, because she didn't want to get hit with a fine by the city because of her trash being illegally dumped. So it is hard for some clients to trust us because of the reputation of other people out there. But when we tell them that we got our business license, when we tell them we are properly insured with commercial what they call it, liability for going into people's homes, and commercial insurance for our truck and trailer, and we can justify our pricing. Now, when we become a franchise model, bigger, like a little bit bigger, we could probably charge more, and I probably will, because they'll get, 2 guys, they'll get the truck, all of that type of stuff. But that's all stuff that I'm learning, and we're going to keep on working out and figuring out. But we're going to jump back in here real quick.
You're probably thinking, I don't have time to make videos, or I'm not good with that stuff. We thought the same thing.
CapCut, it solved that for us. It's stupid simple. Upload your before and after footage, add some music and some captions, and boom, a professional video in 15 minutes.
There you go. That's simple tools that you can use. I have CapCut, but I don't necessarily use CapCut. I use Adobe Rush for my if I'm going to be filming anything and want to put it out right quick on my phone. It works better for me, but everybody use whatever tool it is out there that you can use to make your business shine. Do it.
Our videos get way more engagement than photos ever did. When people see us actually working and see the transformation, they trust us before we even show up. Meanwhile, our competitors are still posting blurry before and after photos and wondering why nobody calls them.
And here's
now, the thing is, we got to compete, and going out here and showing your videos and photos, and everything is competition. When I have a few guys here that I follow on my Instagram that do junk removal here in El Paso, and they're always posting videos and pictures. Now, the franchise guys, they post just straight pictures. I don't really see them posting too many videos. But us other guys, truck and trailer guys, we're out here showing the work, we're showing the jobs, we're showing before and after videos and pictures. So we're taking advantage of both sides to see what happens. I'm not looking for too much engagement when it comes to my social media posts. I am looking for the social media posts to get me into the algorithm when people are looking for junk, trash, furniture, whatever type of removal here in El Paso. Now that's my strategy. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm focusing in on right now to make sure that when I post on social media, it is to generate the algo to make sure that we are in the algorithm when people are looking for our service.
the thing. Amazing videos brought us a ton of trust and a ton of leads, but we were still losing money. Why? Because we had no idea how to price jobs consistently. Some days we'd make great money. Other days we were basically working for free. And that inconsistency was killing us. That's when we realized we needed to build something that didn't exist. And what we created solved our biggest problem.
We call it Junk Pricer Pro. And it solved our $10,000 pricing problem overnight.
Here's what was killing us. Every job feels just a little bit different. Different load sizes, different labor, different requirements. One crew member might quote $300 and another would quote $500 for the exact same job. We were either leaving money on the table or pricing ourselves out of jobs. It was chaos.
Have you ever quoted a job and wondered if you left money on the table? Or worse, realized halfway through that you're basically working for free?
Well, when it comes to, and like I said, I don't know how, I think they said they've been in the game for a year. In order to get pricing correct, you're going to have to go out there and put your hands in the mud and start doing some jobs. And you're going to underbid jobs. I've underbidded a lot of jobs, especially when I first started. But if I did not do those jobs, underbid them, then I wouldn't know what to do for the next time. And 4 years in the game, even in El Paso, every month I come across something that I have never seen before. Never thought about cleaning up or doing any type of junk removal for. People have some unique situations that I don't know of any pricing. Like you could try to build a pricing model, yes, by how much it's going to take, how much labor, all this other stuff. But until you actually get into the jobs and start doing them, man, you just don't know. And I don't know about a pricing sheet. We could have, we got our load for the trailer. We got our load thing for the trailer. But then what about those jobs that I got this past summer when I had to go out into the desert and clean up a homeless encampment or a bunch of trash that was left by a bunch of people out there? There were a lot of jobs that I did that I didn't even take video of because it was just so much work. And then coming home to put together the videos of it was just a lot. So I decided to focus in on the work, but those were my commercial clients. So we'll see how their pricing model or what they do works and see if it is something that maybe we can implement. Now, what they said earlier about creating templates and all of that type of stuff, yeah, I agree with that. We have that on deck as well.
We've all been there.
So what we built was Junk Pricer Pro. This AI will take all those variables, load size, labor times, dump fees, overhead costs, and your profit margins to give you a consistent price every single time. No more guessing, no more crew members giving wildly different quotes. Every estimate is professional, consistent, and profitable.
Since we started using it, our average job value went up 23%, and our pricing consistency is perfect. Every crew member gives the same price for the same job every single time.
Now, I want to see the crew members. I do. I want to see the crew members because trying to grow the business, but right now they're still looking like me and my wife. Well, they're looking a little bit better because he has his wife working with him in the business. My wife helps me, but on the back end. And sometimes if she's off, she'll come out with me and ride in the truck. And if I need her, she'll help. But I don't really want her out here doing this work. I really don't. I like her nails to stay pretty. I like for her to, just be doing girly stuff. And I'll go out here and take care of this type of stuff. And if I need to, I'll start finding help for the business. But yeah, I want to see these helpers that they keep mentioning. I look at their videos, I don't see anybody but them during the work.
What if every quote you gave was perfectly priced to maximize for profit? What if your crews never undercharged again?
Now here's the crazy part. We built this for ourselves, but other junk removal companies started asking for it. Our mentorship members already got early access for it for free. And
I'm just going to say it again, folks. This is where they're making their money. Mentorships, coachings, and then like I said, I want to build my own app. And if we're going to look at building the business, trying to franchise it out, that is what people are going to pay for. They just told you right there. People are going to pay for things that you have already implemented, that you might have built for your business that's working for you, that's helping you make money. And then people want to piggyback off of that. And they'll actually pay you a subscription for it. So that is something. Like, I'm learning something from these gurus, but not necessarily about junk removal. It's about how to play the game outside of junk removal and trying to generate business, get some money from YouTube, get some money from coaching. They're probably going to write a book. They got the app that they're going to sell, all of that type of stuff. So they're not really focused too much on junk removal outside of getting out of junk removal and probably getting into coaching. And then once I see if they have some actual employees and they're out of the physical labor of the business, then I can probably start taking them a little bit more serious. But until I see that, I don't know.
Our free community members are getting first access when we open it up to everyone else.
Now, I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but how do I implement this in my business? If you're serious about scaling your junk removal company with these exact systems, the AI tools, the marketing automations, the video content, and getting access to Junk Pricer Pro, we put together our Junk Pass Plus community to walk you through everything step by step.
Hit the link in the description to book a call with us. We'll show you.
That's the real play, folks. That is the real play. If you're going out here and you're not necessarily looking at junk removal from a perspective of freeing you up from going and working in the corporate world anymore, you want to get in here and you want to start coaching. That's all I see. A lot of people just getting into the coaching, trying to share what they've learned. And I don't know if they've been in the business long enough to be coaching people. We've seen other coaches in this business come and go. So yeah, I hope it works out for them, and I hope they get what they're looking. But I hope they're not out here misleading people. I don't know. I don't know their business, but let's get back into it and finish up this video.
You exactly how to implement all this in your business and get you on the wait list for Junk Pricer Pro.
But don't click away yet, because these next two tools are actually what turns leads into profit. This first one gets you high intent lead customers every single day.
Now, before you say Google ads don't work or I tried ads and lost money, hear me out. Most junk removal companies are doing Google ads completely wrong.
There's a huge difference between someone scrolling through Facebook who might need junk removal in the future and someone who goes to Google and says they need junk removal right now. One is browsing and the other one is buying. Google ads capture people who want to book today.
Google Ads Manager.
We know this already. We know Google ads. If people go into Google, they're looking for immediate service, possibly, or they're shopping around. Scrolling up and down in your social media feed, you might see some junk removal company or whatever. The reason why we do that is because we want to be able to touch the client. I make sure that I focus, of course, posting to social media worldwide, but I make sure I concentrate El Paso, Texas. This is where I'm at. If you need junk removal here in El Paso, Texas, this is where you can find me. I never spent money on any Google ads. If I'm going to spend money, I'm probably going to do TV commercials and maybe radio ads, and then we'll move into Google and stuff like that. But I want to hit the people that I want to hit are the elderly, because I get a lot of clients who, when we did run our TV ad, who were 50, 60 plus, or they were in their 50s, late 40s, but they were helping out their parents who were in their 70s and 80s to clear out all of the stuff, generations of stuff out of homes. So make sure that whatever you're doing to get out there. But I haven't spent money on any type of Google ads. Like I said before, I spent money on Yelp for 1 month, and that was a mistake. I get jobs off of Yelp, and I don't even have to pay them for the leads. I don't even care about reviews on Yelp. People leave reviews on Yelp, and I hear people say that sometimes if they don't want to spend money, that their reviews get hidden or erased. Yeah, so I don't really fool with that. Google has not done me wrong when it comes to any reviews, but I also don't spend money like that with them. I pay for YouTube Premium. That's all the money Google gets out of me.
Lets us target people searching for exactly what we do, right when they need it. We show up at the top of Google when someone searches same-day junk removal or furniture removal near me.
The quality of these leads is actually insane. They aren't just tire kickers. They're people who need their junk gone today. Our conversion rate with Google ads can be upwards of 60% in comparison to other marketing channels that might only be around 20%.
And here's the best part. It's completely scalable. Busy season, we increase the ad spend. Slow month, we dial it back. It's like having a lead faucet you can turn on and off.
Imagine only talking to customers who want to work with you today versus just the tire kickers who might use your services in the future. Now
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I want all of the business. And give me the 60% Google ads, I guess, when we get there, and then give me the 20%. Give me at 80% of I want the tire kickers, and I want those looking for immediate service as well. Let me I got something to do real quick for the church, and let me pause this and I'll be right back. All right, so we took care of that little piece of business. Now let's get back in here to listen to these gurus.
The Google ads, they brought in money, but the reality is we needed a tool to know if we're actually making money or losing money.
We get it. Accounting is boring as hell. We used to just throw receipts in a shoebox and forget about it. But this one tool saved us from going bankrupt without even knowing it. Here's the scary truth. You can have $60,000 in revenue and still be broke if you don't know your real numbers. Revenue isn't profit. And if you're not tracking every dollar in and out, you're flying blind.
QuickBooks shows us our real-time profit and loss statements. You know, the ones that you guys see on YouTube. Every expense gets categorized.
That's true. I use QuickBooks, yearly subscription, pay for QuickBooks, hooks right up to my accountant. She takes a look at all of the expenses. The credit card is hooked up to the bank account is hooked up to QuickBooks, checks hooked up to QuickBooks. So everything that I spend in the company that is tied to the company goes through QuickBooks. Even when I want to move money out of my business account, if I need to buy something personal, you know, she sends me a note. You know, when she's out there categorizing things, she wants to know what was this for, so we could be specific. Because I don't want to get in trouble with the IRS. I ain't trying to deal with those issues. So yes, QuickBooks is a mainstay. I will stay with QuickBooks until maybe something better, less expensive comes along or what. But QuickBooks is a necessary, is like having the insurance, in my opinion. If you want to be a legit business, get you a business bank account. I am with Chase. Get you QuickBooks, and then you are good to go.
Fuel, dump fees, payroll. We know exactly how much money we're actually making, not just how much money we're bringing in. And it integrates with Jobber. So every job automatically flows into our books. Tax season went from a nightmare to clicking a button and sending everything to our accountant.
Plus, when you want to get business loans or investors, they want to see 2 years of clean business taxes. Picture knowing exactly.
Now, when I got my, when I went and applied for my credit card, and I haven't got a loan, I'm looking at maybe getting a loan. Even when I went in and looked for the loan, they didn't ask me anything. They just wanted to know how long I was in business. Chase wanted to know that, well, they know that I've established in a relationship with them, and that is all they needed. They said, hey, you know, this is what we're going to give you for your credit cards. And when I want to go in and look for a loan, they already told me come in with, you know, type of business plan or what I want the loan for, what we're going to use the money for, and how they're going to get their money back. Because that is the main, they want to loan it and they want to get it back with that interest, baby. So yeah, yeah.
How much profit you made this month without guessing based off of your.
Yeah, they want to know how much money, well, not say how much money you make, but they want to know that you're in business and that you are making money in order to pay that loan back or the credit card.
Your bank account.
These 6 tools completely transformed our business. But here's what we wish someone would have told us about the implementation. Implementation is everything. Having the tools just isn't enough. You need to know how to set them up and connect them together and use them to actually grow your business.
If you want our exact step-by-step system for implementing all 6 of these tools, hit the link in the description to book a call for our Junk Pass Plus.
All right, folks, we're gonna go ahead and let them, you know, do their thing there. They got their business, they got the junk removal business, and they also got the coaching junk removal business. This was good information. There are some concerns that I saw, you know, I pointed out from my perspective. Like I said, I'm no guru, they're the gurus. But I do like some of the information. The one part about QuickBooks using ChatGPT. Now there are other tools that's for them, but yeah, we use some of those tools, and I do agree with some of this information that they're going. I just want to see they got their NPR, so that means they got people that they should hopefully be putting employees in there if they're doing such good business and making it shake that way. So I look forward to seeing more progress coming from them I think they release like 1 or 2 videos a month because I was going through their channel, and is very sporadic. It's not an everyday thing. It's not an every week thing. So hopefully they're doing well. They got a lot of people that they're coaching and mentoring, and things are moving along for them. But we are going to move on to our next topic, our next subject that we want to get into, and of course is all about entrepreneurship, what we are doing out here to better ourselves, to make money for the family, bring money into the household. And I have a gentleman up here. I haven't watched this video. I just saw it. Entrepreneur Davis is his name. Let's go ahead and pull him up. And it looks like he is doing pallet recycling.
Back to a video what you're going. Entrepreneur Davis. In today's video, I'm trying a new hustle, a new endeavor. I've never tried it before, but I've seen people making decent money with it.
So as you guys know, I like looking at what other entrepreneurs are doing out there. There's got the Ram Rican, I believe he's out there in New York. Side hustle or hustle game, hustle culture out there. He does a lot with his van. I believe he got like a cargo van or some type of van out there. He does junk removal and all type of stuff wood. So now we're going to take a deep dive into this gentleman and see what he's doing on his entrepreneurial journey as he opens up. I think he said he's pallets or something like that. So we're going to see how he does his thing here. Recording on his phone, you can see it in his glasses.
I decided I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. And what that is going to be is me recycling pallets. So on Facebook Marketplace,
it looked like he's driving and holding the phone, and he has a passenger, his girl or somebody in the passenger seat, but holding the phone while driving. Come on, bro, that's diabolical. You got to get you a little mount. Get you a little mount. You got over 30. Let me see here.
I was swiping and scrolling, and I came across some free pallets.
Got over 30,000 subs. Go to Amazon, get you one of them cheap little phone things that you can mount on your windshield, boy, so that you can drive safe. We don't want you out here being bogus and getting in trouble with the police.
That's over about 40 minutes away from my house. So right now I'm heading there, and I'm gonna go have them load me up because he has his own lift or forklift or something like that, and he's gonna load it onto my dump trailer, and then I'm gonna take it over there and see how much they'll give me for these 45 pallets, because it's 45 pallets. So it's a good amount. It's not as much as you see some people on the road with, but it's a good amount, whereas I think I can make a decent little profit off for a little bit of money. So that's what we're going to do right now. Stay tuned here. Let's get into it. All right, so these are the pallets we just got here. Oh, they're great.
Now, I picked up a pallet job from one of my national clients. They had they were building, not building, in the mall, one of the malls, Cielo Vista Mall here. They were moving this, who was it? I can't think of the name of the company, but they're a clothing company, and they were moving into the mall, and they had a bunch of pallets. I believe I picked up 135 pallets from them over the course of 3 days. And I tried. I had them in the backyard. I'll even see if I got some pictures. I'll see if I can't throw something in here. But I had them back there, and I did for about 2-3 weeks. I did my best to figure out how to get rid of them, how to sell them. And they looked similar to what you see here. Let me put this back on the big screen. They look similar to what you see here. And I was not able to get rid of them. Nobody would even come and take them for free. So they ended up going to the landfill.
Good shape.
There was something about them needing to have the right type of cinder block or the wood and all this other stuff. And I was like, man, I ain't got time to be trying to figure all that out. Getting rid of these things.
I heard that the biggest thing is they got to be in good shape. And these ones have to be in good shape. So, you think so? Yeah, no, I think so as well. I mean, you might have to slot this. Actually, yeah, but you might have to slot this pallet and you just pick them all up. Should I stay right there? Is it enough space to turn the machine? I don't know how that thing.
Oh, you're all good.
I'm good? Okay.
Yeah, they maneuver on the dime.
Oh, yeah, okay, sweet.
All-wheel steering.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
This thing is nice though. JCB. I'm gonna go ahead and open up the dump trailer doors. All right, so he's gonna use this telehandler, and he's gonna load the pallets up. Not these in the front. These are they're using fix the roofs here, I guess.
The way the camera's moving is really messing with my eyes, so I have to keep looking away. I know point of view camera, I do the same thing. So when I'm making my videos, same thing happens to me during that too. So,
but he's gonna load all these pallets up and to the dump trailer, and then we're gonna head over to the
like he got a 250 diesel over there. That look nice.
recycle pallet place and see what they'll give me for them. I'm not quite sure. This is my first time doing this, but I've seen online that they give you between $1 and $5, or maybe $1 and $6. These are in decent shape, so maybe I'll get that, maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to see. They look kind of funny though, but they look sturdy though. They're not.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. The ones that I had, they were solid. They were heavy. I had to move them into the trailer by hand, and it was a chore. Like all of them weren't the same. All pallets aren't built the same, but I couldn't get rid of them. I couldn't even get nobody to, like, all the guys that I see riding around the neighborhood in the city, and they little Ford Rangers or the F-150 stacked all the way up to the sky with pallets. And I don't know where they take these things. I could not figure it out. I tried my best. I sent text messages to my neighbors. I called people I knew in construction. I knew people who do, know people who do like other handiwork and had, what do you call those, contractors and all those type of guys. Nothing. I was not able to get rid of them at all.
Not in bad shape, but here he goes here. To be honest, guys, I actually don't know where a local pallet recycle place is, so after this I'm gonna have to search up one.
Same thing.
I do know there's one next to my house, but I am about 40 minutes from my house. I can make that drive back there if I need to, but if I can find a closer place, that'll be better. And yeah, so let's get them loaded up, and then we'll figure that out right after we get everything loaded up. This isn't usually what pallet guys run as a setup, but this is what I got. If I actually like this, what I'll actually do is use my flatbed as my pallet trailer, and I'll just load up, because what people usually do is they save up the pallets they got. They save them until they get a whole bunch of them, and then they take it over there. So if it's worth it, I'll do that, because that trailer is just really just sitting there. Pretty soon I'm gonna go ahead and refurbish it. You guys will see that here first on YouTube. But yeah, but he's getting ready to go ahead and start loading them up, taking off the bin, I guess, because he doesn't need that.
Might as well just move that other stuff our way back the trailer right on up and put it right in there. But this looks like it's gonna work out well.
Pretty cool. They do roofing work, that's why they have the telehandlers. Hence why it's a bunch of roofing material there. But yeah. Load me up, and then we're just kind of doing it by hand. Makes it the easiest way, I guess. So I don't gotta move the stuff. Still 10 times easier than moving all of them by hand.
Gonna speed through this a little bit.
I was gonna try to push it with one hand. I forgot this telehandler. I'll push it all the way in there. Yeah, it makes it 10 times easier.
Oh, yeah.
That trailer still look brand new on the inside. Like it ain't seen that much work. Ain't seen that much work. That trailer still seem like it ain't beat up. Mine on the inside, it done took a beating. But nah, this trailer seems like it's getting some work. It's getting some work.
That's me. All right, well, back to this. It was 7 into, yeah, it was 7. Dump trailer out, unload them, put them on the sides and whatnot. I don't even know how many, but I'm gonna count them before I get to the pallet yard. But yeah, I'm gonna strap these things now. All right, guys, we're headed out of here right now. I'm gonna find a pallet yard that's close to here, hopefully, and then I'm gonna take them over there, and then we're gonna go from there. Stay tuned.
I was not able to find a pallet yard, so I ended up taking all mine to the landfill, even though I felt like some of them were good.
All right, I'm at this place.
And the funny thing was I couldn't even find nobody to come over from across the border to get them. I tried my best, but
Called Winter Garden Pallets. They have some
Winter Garden, he must be in Florida.
pallets right here. And it said online they recycle them. So I'm just trying to figure out where's anybody at. There's nobody here. I spoke to one gentleman over there. He's picking up his dump trailer. I think on that side is like a storage. And they had a whole bunch of messed up pallets right here, but there's nobody here. A bunch of equipment, different things, but no people. Literally ghost town.
I didn't hear him say he got paid to take these pallets away. So hopefully he got some money to haul them away, and he's looking to get some extra money. But these, I didn't hear him say that he got paid for these. Y'all help me. If you heard it and I missed it, y'all help me out.
Now I was calling a hole around everywhere trying to look for a pallet place to take them. I haven't quite found one yet. This is harder than I expected it to be. But I guess once I find a place, then I'll just continue to go back to that place, obviously. You know, keep it simple. Why is nobody here, though? All right, so I came here. They're closed. They closed 14 minutes ago at 3. So I have to come back on Monday. And they'll be able to see if they give me any money for these pallets. Sadly. Let's see. Let's get out of here.
So he's gonna have to take it to the one that's closer to his home, or is this the one that's close to his home? I don't know, but I like that truck. That's not the high output. When I get my F-250 diesel, it's gonna be that output, that high output. All right, guys. So it's Monday. I'm heading back over to the pallet yard to see how much they'll give me for these pallets, or even if they'll even take them. We'll see. They should take them. They take pallets. I got pallets. So let's see. All
right, so I got them all off, but this was a complete fail. The guy actually helped me out because I got all the wrong pallets. This is the pallets I needed to get. And down there is an example of the pallet I got. There's not even any holes on the side. It's not even the right size, but he was willing to take them for me because, you know, I'm new to the game. God bless that guy, because that means I would have took a huge L. Luckily, these guys are right up the street from me, but the only problem was I did drive all the way to Davenport, which is about 45 minutes from my house to get all these pallets. And they aren't the resellable, they aren't the recyclable ones like these ones. So
learn the same lesson, baby. That is a lesson learned there. When I said I went, they told me, oh man, you could resell these, you could do this, you could do that, but I still got paid from my national client for taking those pallets. So it wasn't really a real loss for me, because when I did started disposing of the pallets, I would just throw them on top of, I would just throw them on top of loads that I've already had, that I was already working on, and then take them on over to the landfill. So it really wasn't that big of a loss for me. And I mean, it was a little extra work, but not that much of a loss because I got paid handsomely taking those pallets.
I'll be back again. I'm not giving up on this hustle, but yeah, this load was definitely a fail. It made $0. Lost money because if you think about diesel in my time, I definitely lost money here.
Diesel time, maintenance on the truck loading the truck, the trailer, waste of time, man. That's why I said we getting paid. I tell people all the time, anything that goes into the trailer, getting paid for it. I'm not putting anything in the trailer unless I decide to be charitable. But anything that goes in the trailer, whether I underbid or overbid, but anything that goes in the trailer is paid for. That is my product. That is what I do to make a living. There is no free to what goes into the truck, especially the trailer.
So things like this happen when you're getting into a new hustle. I'm not worried about it. I'm here to go out there and be the guinea pig for everybody so they can learn how to do it correctly. So what I'm looking for are pallets that are like this. They're 40 by 48. And they have to be 4-way pallets, which means that you can grab it from any side of the pallet. If you're gonna get into this hustle, that's what you need to be looking for. It has to be 48 by 48. And it has to be a 4-way pallet. So you see how.
So that is good to know. So if I want to do this 48 by 48 4-way pallet, that looks like the type of pallets that might be at the Sam's or those type of warehouse stores. But we'll see. This is not a hustle that I'm trying to get into. Just like dumpster rentals, as of right now, we're not trying to get into that. If we're gonna get into something like that, then I want to have a specific truck for that. I don't want to have a truck and trailer combination. I want to have a truck that's able to pick up, load, and go probably like a hook lift. That I have been looking at stuff, but right now I don't have the space, nor do I want to building up that type of business.
Now there's holes on this side where the forklift can pick it up from this side, and there's holes also on this side where the forklift can pick it up on this side. That's what you need. I'm gonna be looking for those now specifically. So yeah. Or it also could be like this too. They said these ones pay the best actually. With this little notch in it, these are the best. And they're also 4 ways as well, 40 by 48. So yeah, mine were all incorrect. But
I'm gonna write that down. So if I do come up on another pallet job, then I know what you said. Let me go back.
in it, these are the best. And they're also 4 ways as well, 40 by 48. So yeah, mine were all incorrect. But you let me learn. I'm not gonna give up on it because of my learning growth pains. We just gotta learn and do better next time, guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I do really appreciate this guy for taking
Like that truck, man. I'm a Ford dude. I like that truck.
these. He said he's gonna take off the wood and reuse them for pallets. And he has to like strip them all down because those pallets are useless to him. But I'm glad that I didn't have to go dump them. That's my main thing. I didn't want to take a huge L. I mean, I took some L's on the diesel, which is not that big of a deal. Diesel isn't, I mean, it costs a good amount, but it's not terribly expensive. And I took an L on my time, but that's no big deal. I'm just gonna go home.
We call those learning lessons. When we do something, like I said, I get paid. I haven't done any free jobs, but sometimes you do jobs and you feel like you should have got paid more, and they feel like you did it for free. But learning experience, we take this with the lump on the head, the lesson learned, and then we know not to repeat these same mistakes. He seems like he's learned his way. He said he knows you need 4-way pallets, 40 by 48, and there. So if you're going to continue with this hustle, now you know the parameters.
I'm only 5 minutes away. I do have some other pallets I was gonna go look at. It's only, I think, 20 of them, but I think they are the correct size. I don't know if I'll do that in this video, but we'll actually have to see. All right, guys. So all in all, this was a fail. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it or anything. I got the wrong size pallets. I went on my way to get those pallets. I probably drove an hour and 30 minutes to go get those there and back, and they were not the right size. But at the end of the day, I take this as a learning lesson. So what I continue to do is I'm not going to give up on it. I think it still could be
I had a guy that I knew back in the day when I was at Disney, and whenever something would happen to him, he said, "I'm not going to take this as a loss. I'm going to take it as a lesson. So don't take it as a loss. Take it as a lesson."
a nice little side hustle, side income, whatever you want to call it, to what I'm already doing. And I just like the fact that you can get them for free, and you can sell them and get some money from them, whether that be $2 or $7 or whatever it is. I've seen a lot of different ranges of prices depending on how you're doing it, because there's different parts to this hustle. But I'm not going to quit it, like I said. But yeah, this was.
I'm gonna have to look at his channel, go through his channel, and see what else, what other content he makes. 35,000 subs. He seems to be doing pretty well for himself. Let's look at his channel.
Guys, welcome back to the video.
I mean, channel says he makes between 240 to 721 a month, according to YouTube, with his subs, and he, 15 minutes of video. So pretty good stuff.
What's up, guys? Welcome.
We'll go back to,
I think 20 of them, but I think they are the correct size. I don't know if I'll do that in this video, but I take this as a learning lesson. So what I continue to do is I'm not going to give up on it. I think it still could be a nice little side hustle, side income, whatever you want to call it, to what I'm already doing. And I just like the fact that you can get them for free, and you can sell them and get some money from them, whether that be $2 or $7 or whatever it is. I've seen a lot of different.
I say ain't nothing free, because these guys told you, probably like they told me, they told you could resell these pallets, and when you went to try to resell them, you couldn't. So making sure we get the right pallets and making sure we get the right information, because those people came up on you. They got rid of their trash. They didn't have to pay you for it. Doesn't seem like they paid you for it, and they won.
Different ranges of prices depending on how you're doing it, because there's different parts to this hustle. But I'm not gonna quit it, like I said. But yeah, this was a fail. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing with this one. and things like this happen. So I actually do have another person very close to me, not even that far, like 10 minutes away from my house, that has some pallets, and I think they're the correct ones. But before I obviously pick them up, I will make sure they're the correct ones, and I will measure them and make sure they're the 4-way pallets and do my due diligence so I don't run into this situation again. Because that guy was generous enough to take those pallets from me, even though they were trash. And I know that they were trash because another guy that was also doing the hustle said the exact same thing. So it wasn't like the guy that y'all was trying to get over on me. It's just the simple fact that they just weren't the right pallets. And
well, I'm glad he said the guy wasn't trying to get over on him, because I feel like there have been jobs that I took and did that I felt like I should have been paid more for, and I take it as like he's doing. I got some footage out of it. I got some pictures and maybe a review from it, but you know, I can't be doing we can't be doing nothing for free around here.
I did notice that when I got there, my pallets looked a lot different than the ones that were stacked up and the ones they had a whole bunch of. So yeah, you live and you learn. I'm actually happy that this happened because I'm happy it happened all this way. I mean, I took a little bit of my time, lost a little bit of my time, but at the end of the day, I learned. That's what really matters. If I learned the hustle, or learned the skill, that's what matters at the end of the day. Because I know now I can fix my mistakes and come back, and then next time I'll make money. Maybe I'll make more money. And then maybe down the line, I'll learn how to really maximize my profits with this little hustle. So that's my predicament right now. But yeah, I'm just going to head home. I got some other things to do. I got to do some deliveries and some other endeavors that I got to get done today. But
we all out here hustling, baby. We all out here trying to get to it, whether it be the YouTube game, whether it be the junk removal game, the pallet game, whatever game you went to, whatever hustle you went to, we all out here trying to get to it. We're going to move on to the next topic, but I did like watching that video and seeing what it was because, like I told you, I had a job where I wanted to go, or I needed to go pick up the pallets. National client called, took care of them, thought I could resell them, couldn't do it. And because of that, it was a lesson learned for me. I could not get rid of them. They sat in the yard for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then once I started getting jobs, I just started throwing those pallets on top and getting rid of them that way. So now that we've got that out the way, that was a good topic there, good segment. Now we're gonna get over to my boy Ricardo down there in the DFW. I haven't seen much, but I haven't really been on that side of social media to look at what he's been posting, if he's been posting anything for his junk removal business. Now I know he's got his haunted mansion, and this is spooky season, and he's been going crazy the last few weeks when it comes to, you know, all of his content that he's been posting, talking about his haunted mansions, and he's been calling out some other junk haulers out there. I'm not getting into that. Don't want to get it all, but I do want to get into one of his videos about how to grow your junk removal business. Some similar to what we were talking about earlier when I was listening to the other gurus who've been in the business for about a year. This guy's been in the business for about 18 years, and I like listening to him. Don't necessarily agree with everything that he has to say because his mindset and the way that he does his business is different than the way that I want to do mine, but he does drop some gems in his content if you want to take the time to listen to it and get past the bravado, but I like it. Let's get in here and talk to my man, or listen to what my man Ricardo has to say about growing your junk removal business.
That the chances of people watching this video was gonna be at around this time. I just needed the time to do it, you know what I mean? So, and think about throughout the day. So I've been thinking throughout the day to do this video, and it's about how growing your business and establishing a foothold in this industry of junk removal. For the last 18 years, and coming up on September will be 19, can you believe that? 19 years in September. Coming into this business 18 years ago, the competition the saturation wasn't there, which I still think it isn't there. But there was.
I think there's a lot of people in the business, but I think we all run our businesses differently. I try to, be as professional as possible. I'm not saying I'm perfect, not saying that I get everything right, not saying that I treat every client the right way. Sometimes, we do get frustrated and we do make mistakes, and I have had to go back and make some things right with clients because of maybe the way I handled the business, maybe the way they felt like I treated them, or I didn't get everything done the way it was supposed to be done. So making sure that we are doing what we need to do and being professional.
There's less of us. It was a lot easier for us to get jobs left and right.
That was like in the early days, and 18 years ago. And then I hear people talk about the pandemic all the time. But now we all have to go out here and compete. This is a competition.
But growing your junk removal business is not as hard as people make it. 18 years ago, I didn't use ads. I didn't pay for leads. I didn't pay for any of that stuff. It's October 2025 and I still haven't paid for any of that stuff. I'm moving now into a new industry in the haunted house business. I want to tell you that. I'm really leaning towards more growing that business than anything else. And it is so important that I leave the junk removal business in a more of established, more of a educational, more of a how do you say,
a better place, better spot than where you found it when you first started. I don't know. Come on, help me out, man. We sitting here getting through this video, but yeah, share your knowledge with us, sir. Those look like those Ray-Bans there. Those look nice. I like those on your face there. Get some good video captured, huh?
positive way. And it seems to me that the junk removal industry is still caught up in the oldest things that we do and paying for everything. It just seems to me. I posted a video on my TikTok page. It's my Junkyard Haunted House page. Now, this is really relevant to what I'm going to teach y'all. This is a teaching video right here about what I'm going to tell y'all. I posted a video of my queue line at the haunted house. This line started with about 100 people and then exceeded to about 600 people through the whole night. At the end of the night, we ended up clearing 800 people throughout this line. Now, if you want to do some math, get 850 and times it by 25. And you can imagine the amount of money that we made that night in just one day, in 4 hours. I did that with social media. I use this free service called TikTok, another free service called YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. I use those 4 services and it is absolutely free. And what I did, I spent about 10 to 15 minutes every single day and I posted content on these social media platforms every day. Every day. And that is something
and that's one thing I got to get back into it. That's why we in here making these videos, like I said before, and have to be consistent. We got to post every day to be in the algorithm so that when people looking for what we do, they know they can see. They type in junk removal, trash removal, furniture removal, appliance removal, all that type of stuff, we pop up.
that people can't do in junk removal. They can't post. They can't. I didn't get complacent on posting. I posted every single day. I posted today already.
Yeah, that's why I like Richard, because he, or Ricardo, or whatever you want to call him, because keeps it real, man. Post every day, every single day. It don't matter. Every single day we post.
I am repetitive in what I do. With my successful junk removal service, I use the same things that I did in junk removal, and I pushed it to my haunted house. Can you believe that? I have proven 2 businesses to be successful: Junk Guys Junk Removal Service and the Junkyard Haunted House. Very successful businesses. I did not pay for leads. I did not pay for ads. I did not use Jobber, Workies. Thank you, Eddie.
Didn't I just say we were looking at the one couple, or the earlier from the earlier videos, and they was talking about Jobber, and I was talking about Workies gave me a call, and there was another one, the Andrew Thompson. I still can't think of the name of his, but I got to do a look at them, because if we're going to grow the business, if we're going to do what we need to do to make the business grow and be profitable, then I do need some type of system.
I did not use any of that stuff. None of that stuff. I did not get an SMS, whatever that is. I do not have a virtual answering machine. I did not use email blast. Definitely didn't use that. I didn't use any of that stuff. What I did use is free services, and I posted constantly on these social medias. I saw this interview a long time ago with Tom Brady, and they asked Tom Brady, they said, how did you get so good at being a quarterback and being so accurate? He said, I did it repetitive. Every single day in my life, I did it. If he went to a party, he did it before the party. If he took a vacation, he went on vacation, did it on vacation. That he did it repetitive every single day. He said, there's not any difference between me and another quarterback. The only difference between both of us is that I keep on doing it, and they'll quit first. They will quit first before me, because I won't quit. And that's the same thing that I'm going to tell every junk removal service out there. If you want to grow your business, do not quit posting.
There it is. He said it. He said it. Don't quit posting. I need to get back to it.
If it's raining and you're at home with no job, post. If you're busy making thousands of dollars and you've had the best week ever, post. Do not stop. Do not stop. We've seen people come in this industry and be successful. We've seen people come in this industry and rip off this industry. Ivan.
He said Ivan. Now, that's a guy that I was watching. I didn't like subscribe or anything to his content, but he had been doing junk removal. And I think he said he was doing it for his side hustle, maybe like 8-10 years. And then he moved into coaching, selling SEO. And Richard doesn't agree with that.
Chavasco, whatever his name is, he came in here, ripped people off. There are so many people that have done this business wrong. Matt Fitch came in this business and ripped off people and bailed. He came in here with the intentions to rip off people and just bail.
Now, Matt Finch, I did a review on him a couple months ago. This guy, he was helping some junk hauler go out to a property clean out, and he was helping them give the estimate for the property clean out. He charged the guy to go out there to help him with the estimate. I think he said he charged him like $1,200 to $1,500. And then the guy only charged the client that he was doing this big job, demo job, clean out for. I think he said he only charged him about probably like $8, $9, $10, $1,000. I have to go back and review the video, but I'm pretty sure Matt Finch, he got his money paid. And I told you in that video that I didn't agree with, I don't agree with hiring a consultant to help you go out and price jobs and paying that person, and then you still gotta, land the job. Like, I don't agree with that. So, that's what he's talking about right now.
Another guy was selling the course. He bailed on everybody. He ripped off people left and right. He ripped off people so bad. Let me tell you something. He ripped off people so bad that Instagram suspended his credit card transactions because people were asking for refunds so bad. That's a true statement. I found that out. And I want to tell you something. God bless Matt and JoJo out there in California. But they have two people that are going to be talking on their panel that have a business that is worthless. And they're going to be speaking, telling you how to grow a business. And their business is worthless. As a matter of fact, one of the people that are talking is a good friend of mine, and his business has not made $1. He has been losing money, and he asks me almost once every 3 months, gives me a call and asks me what he could do differently. Another person has sold off his trucks and trailers, and he's still speaking. Worthless business. They have worthless businesses. These businesses aren't worth it. These people are ripping us off, and the expo is going to look bad because of these people speaking.
Now, I've seen some comments from the expo on Facebook, and it seems like it went off pretty well. So I'll wait to see what Matthew Vick and JoJo got to say about it.
Don't believe everything that's out there, guys. Don't believe anybody that comes into this industry is going to teach you a lesson. Hasn't been in this industry for more than a year. There's a couple up here in Kyle, Texas, who's trying to sell you on things, to try to tell you these things because they know better. Guys, these guys know nothing about business. They live in an apartment. They still have 2 bills and a truck and a trailer. They don't know anything about business. I'm sorry. If you're making $31,000 a year doing junk removal, that's a little over $360,000 a year. And you're living in an apartment? I don't think so. And you're still paying for your trailer and your truck. As a matter of fact, you buy an NPR that's used. Come on, man. If you're making that much money, you know what you do? You pay for it cash.
Brand new. Because, I want a brand new NPR when it comes down to us growing the business and when we get to that spot. And I don't know. When I bought my F-150, the first truck that I bought for the business, and I paid cash for it, my friend, who is a financial advisor and also a salesman himself, man, you should have financed it. You could have got a low interest rate, blah blah this, blah blah that. But I wanted to pay cash for the truck. I didn't want to have that overhead hanging over me as I'm trying to grow the business. And I was living at my in-laws' house while we were trying to figure out how we're going to make moves here in El Paso. So it worked out well for me not to have a note at that time.
You pay for it cash. Do not believe the hype out there. Believe in yourself and post consecutively. And that's what Tom Brady says in his interview. That the difference between him and that other guy is that he knows they will quit one day. And that's what I've done. Every day I post content. Every single day I post content. It's either about junk removal, it's about my junkyard haunted house. And I want you.
And that's what it is. This is a business. I have 2 for real YouTube mentors, and both of them make good money off of YouTube. And they tell me that you got to post every day. You have to treat YouTube the same way you treat your junk removal business. When you book an estimate or a time with your client and you show up on time or in that time frame, same thing with junk removal. With content creation and posting. to build a following, build an audience. People want to see you posting consistently at the same time, so they know if they going into their app, their YouTube app, and it's 12 in the afternoon, they're used to seeing, on their homepage or on their sub page, they're used to seeing, they're used to seeing you pop up, and they know that you're going to be there to give them whatever information it is that you give them. They told me to treat it the same way you treat your actual physical business.
I want to show you something. I've been doing the Junkyard Haunted House for the last 4 years. I want you to go online and go on TikTok to the Junkyard Haunted House page. Go see. And look at my line outside. Look at the line of people that I have outside waiting to get in the haunted house. There are going to be people that hate seeing what they see about my haunted house. There's going to be people that just haters. Now, these are the same people that hate on blind nuns and underprivileged kids, and you help them out. They're like, oh, those kids shouldn't be there. Those are the same people. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you this. Those people are insecure and they're jealous. That's why. Somebody like Russ Berry, who I said.
He brought up Russ. And as I'm sitting here looking on Facebook, this guy, Russ Berry, need a junk hauler in Dallas, not named Junk Guys. So it's funny. These guys go at each other.
I sent a beautiful email this morning to him, and I put it on Facebook on purpose. His business is a minute midget smurf of a business compared to my business in junk removal. But not only that, I've dwarfed him when it comes to my junkyard haunted house. He needs to be aware that second place is a position for him, and that's all he'll ever do.
All right, guys. Now, I didn't watch the video all the way through, but I'm going to go ahead and leave it here because I don't want to get into the middle of all this, and I'm going to be posting this to my social medias and all that type of stuff, so I ain't got nothing to do with that. But Russ Berry, he did post on Facebook. This guy's talking about him, and they've been going back and forth, I don't know, for at least, I've been in the game for 4 years, and I've noticed that they've been going back and forth for at least 2. One person thinks that he can run the business better. The other person thinks that he doesn't know what he's doing. So, it is what it is. But as we look to continue to grow our business, I want to stay out of the shit. I don't want to deal with none of that type of stuff. You're not going to agree with, and I'm not going to agree with you on how you run your business at all. Until we can all, get a franchise model and somebody buys into what we have created, what we have produced, then I don't really care. I don't really care what you do with your business. If I'm going to sell what I do, then I want to make sure that those people who are buying my name, my brand, my company, they're buying into a piece of it, that they have systems set up in place and they'll run the systems the way that I want to run. I'm not trying to get into all of this stuff. I got my own drama that I need to worry about, and this ain't part of it. But I got one last topic that I want to get into with you guys today, because this is junk removal. I'm not, no news topics on this particular episode, but I do have some clips pulled up of people who were talking about losing their jobs. And I have some news clips pulled up about people, the job market and Amazon and all that type of stuff. But before we get there, and I'll probably save that stuff for tomorrow. But before we get there, we're going to get in here into this next topic that I want to talk to you guys about, show you guys about, because it's junk removal. A lot of us get into the junk removal game and we might not have a trailer or we might not have a truck. So we have to figure out other avenues and other ways to make the business happen. When my truck goes down, I go to Enterprise and I rent one of their trucks, and it's real easy and simple. I go right online, type in, I need a commercial truck, put in, I need, something that can tow. They usually give me some type of a diesel, whether it be a Chevy, the Ford, or the Ram. And I have learned that I like driving the Fords. Of course, I own one, and I like driving the Rams, the Dodgers. They seemed pretty good. I didn't like the transmission on the Chevy, but anyway, that's not what we're gonna talk about. But let's get in here and get into this topic and learning how U-Haul does their thing. We're gonna go to a U-Haul facility and a U-Haul factory and let this gentleman tell us how they do their thing. Gears and Gadgets is where we're getting this video from.
Earlier this year, U-Haul came out with a new trailer. It is a toy hauler, and when I saw it, I was super pumped. So I rented one, I made a video about it, and that video actually picked up quite a bit of traction. Hey guys, this is Dan with Gears and Gadgets. Thanks for tuning in. I actually thought that U-Haul just subcontracted out all their trailer manufacturing. That is not the case. U-Haul actually manufactures these trailers themselves. So I'm gonna take you guys along with me with a little plant tour here with the plant president, Jamie Clark.
U-Haul's looking for longevity, right? So we'll have this trailer in rotation for 20 years or 30 years. We build year round. We build all the products that U-Haul rents. So current product is the TH. As soon as that TH product is done, it could be a box trailer, it could be a tote ollie, it could be really anything. This essentially is the TH production line. As these trailers kind of come down that line, pieces get added to eventually make a completed trailer. So it really all starts here with the suspension. So all the suspension is done, the axles, and then the body is placed on top of that. So the body
built in America, baby. Now we gotta see where those parts came from. If those parts come over from China, now my robots, they're Chinese robots, and I have had some issues with these robots when it comes to the plastic. The plastic pieces in the water bin got soap scum on them, and they broke up. So then I had to, get that thing. So I'm happy to see that this is manufactured in the good old U.S. of A, baby. But we need to know where that steel and that, those parts coming from.
These are stationed outside. They'll forklift them on, they'll bring in and then marry all that suspension to that body, to that frame. It moves over, and then all the electrical. So the harness is put in. As soon as that electrical station is done, that trailer will push over, and in that station there, we'll have all the brake lines. So bleed the system, and then finish off decals essentially in that station. It's relatively quick. We build 5 a day. So we move about every hour and 20 minutes. It'll swing over. In this station here, they install the ramps, kind of those final touches. The rest of the decals are on, and then that station is really just our final. So that's our quality control station. We just ensure that the trailer is up to our standards, and then it goes on the test drive. Again, torque all the stuff, and then out to the public.
Honestly, up until
yeah, so as you guys know, we got the box trucks. They got different sizes of box trucks. Where I go for an emergency when something happens to my trailer, there is a U-Haul guy. He has his own garage and everything. He rents out U-Hauls, but he does fix trailers. So when in a pinch, not when there's something major. If it's something major, I'm taking it back up to the manufacturer, Red Barn, and we're gonna get it done up there. But when I need something done, or if I was in a pinch and I needed a trailer, I know that I go to U-Haul because he has. I don't know if he has any of these toy haulers, but he does have some trailers that have U-Haul trailers that have ramps on them, or not the ramps, the sides on them. Not as deep as my trailer or any, most trailers, but enough to get the job done. If I needed to go out and haul a couple of couches, some mattresses or something, I know I could go there and rent a U-Haul trailer. Home Depot and, Menards and Lowe's, they all have probably trailers to rent too. I know I see them at Home Depot.
recently, I thought that U-Haul just subcontracted all this manufacturing out. I had no idea.
A lot of people do.
No idea you guys made this stuff all in-house. So are these bodies made at this facility, or are they coming in from another facility?
Yeah, so all the steel components are coming in from another facility. Anything that's that shiny galvanized color is built, designed, and manufactured completely from raw material at a U-Haul facility.
Okay.
Is that raw material from here, though? Is that American, or did we import that stuff? Is that got tariffs on it? We need to know.
Awesome. So it's really cool to get a chance to go into a manufacturing facility. There's something really intoxicating about just getting into a place where people are doing manual labor, building something with their hands. Such a cool experience. Afterwards, I had a moment to go outside and do an actual product walk around with Jasmine Spencer, who is the towing and SRI program manager. This just came off the line, right?
Yep. I think one of the most obvious changes is the drive over fenders. So this allows customers with oversized tires, they can roll right on top of these. But this was a huge thing with our AT. Because we're serving bigger vehicles with this trailer, we really had to accommodate for that oversized tires, and not just on side-by-sides, but like big trucks or SUVs. We've got
My neighbor, I have a neighbor, across the street neighbor, and I have a couple clients who has these type of toys that they haul around. I don't see my neighbor across here. He doesn't have a trailer. He just likes driving his toys around. Once he gets off work, sometimes on the weekends, he just goes and just drives around the neighborhood in his four-wheeler. So, and then I've seen other guys who take theirs out into the desert. But yeah, I like maybe one day when I grow up and I blow up this junk removal business and whatever else we got going on, I can invest in something like that, some toys like that. But right now, all the toys that I have are cameras to make these videos with.
multi-tie down points, so you can use the rails. We've got D-rings. These work with ratchet straps and all of this coining on the deck. You can use these for tie downs also. It gives you a little bit of traction, but it also serves as that multi tie down point. Another big change is we've got the third ramp here. So this will help with your three-wheeler vehicles, but even more so, we've found it's great for like quads. So you can just use your center ramp and a side ramp and drive right up.
People see the trailer weight. We were talking about this in the production facility about obviously having to engineer these things.
Yeah, these are purposely built heavy duty. I mean, they're rental trailers. We survey all of our customers.
They got to be built heavy duty because you don't know what's happening to them things once they leave your lot or your rental facility. So they got to be able to take a beating. My trailer takes a beating. It does. It gets drug around like an unwanted stepchild. And I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend nobody, but that's how the trailer gets drug around everywhere, in the dirt, mud, desert. It goes everywhere. And I have had to replace the axles, both axles once. So, in the 4 years that I've had it, so the front and the back axle, well, they tandem, but they have both had to be replaced, ball joints. I need to take it in to where I got the extra lights put on it because they stopped working. So I need to go get some electrical work done on my trailer. But these trailers need to be built heavy duty because they will be taking a beating, especially these toy haulers probably going out into the desert and places where the terrain is a little bit unforgiving. So yeah, they got to be ready to work.
Customers that we're renting our auto transport, hauling things other than vehicles, to find out, what were we missing? What could we do better? And that's really how we came up with this. Having a flat deck was probably the number one. A third ramp was another big one. Extra tie down points, and then a way to get those oversized tires. With the AT, some people were complaining that those straps get in the way because not everyone's using it for a vehicle, right? So this does come with two safety chains, one in the front and one back here. It's just stored in the pocket right here. Yep. But you supply your own straps, so you can customize your load. So you don't need the same wheel straps for my SUV if you're doing your 4 quads, right? And now you get that out of the way. We recommend 60-40 rule. 60% of the weight goes in the front. We also have this line right here on the body of the trailer. If I'm going to be towing my daughter's Ford Fusion, right? If I load it up here, I'm going to want to make sure her back tires are here. I don't want to pull it all the way to the front, even though that might be something I want to do intuitively because I'm used to using the auto transport.
That's actually really interesting. I didn't notice when I rented this before that there's actually indents in the trailer to show you that line.
I mean, sometimes our decals get abused, so we just want to make sure there was that secondary safety point.
That's really cool that they...
That's cool because, like you said, sometimes their thing gets damaged and so you need to know where you're putting your stuff at. If you're hauling toys, and I said, I'm just looking at this U-Haul video because if you're getting into the junk removal game and you don't have all of the equipment right away or your equipment is broken down, U-Haul seems to be like the go-to company to help bridge the gap. And that's why I'm looking at this video, see how they make their stuff assembled in America. We're going to say assembled in America. I don't know if all of the steel and all of the materials are coming from here, but we want to make sure that stuff's built in the good old US of A.
Yeah, it's a good attention to detail there.
And then as for the surge brakes, I mean, it's for every car. So U-Haul customers aren't all professional towers. A lot of times these are moving customers who might not have moved for 10 years and now they need to like put their truck on the back, right?
Yeah, and let's be honest, there's a lot of people that own even vehicles, F-150s, just trucks that do have electrical brake systems in them. But a lot of people who buy these trucks don't realize there's actually settings, and you have to dial that in, and then you have to
100%.
test it, and you have to do all these things that.
That's the fun part of having a truck, going in and testing out the, setting all the settings to when you hooking up your trailer. My truck can remember which trailer, and I only have one trailer, but it has different settings for different trailers: gooseneck, tow, the bumper, pull, and then you can, name them, and it will remember the settings of each trailer once you put in, the proper name.
Just because you have the hookup on your truck doesn't mean you know how to use it, and you guys have to legally kind of engineer for the lowest common denominator across the board.
Definitely.
And this just works for everybody.
I mean, we're catering to the do-it-yourselfer, the everyman, not just the professional. So
and truth be told, I'll tell you, if these trailers had electric brakes on them, everybody on social media would accuse U-Haul of doing that so you could sell the installation service of the electric brakes 100%. At the U-Haul dealers. And that's like the other side of like, well, they only did it because they want to make money on the other side. So you basically, you can't win for nothing. But
safety wins altogether. So, I mean, if you're not used to driving a trailer, and my trailer brakes, I think I need to go in there and actually loosen them up a little bit, because I think they brake too hard. They always sound like I'm coming to a screeching stop. And I just had them brakes put on the trailer. We had a complete overhaul on the brake and stuff for the trailer. But yeah, I believe safety overall. So I don't care what people got to say. If you're not used to driving a trailer and you got something heavy back there, and this truck, I mean, maybe it's capable of pulling about 10,000 pounds, but it needs to be able to stop. We need to be able to stop the vehicles when we have us a heavy load. And sometimes when you got a heavy load back there and you hauling ass and you pushing, you pulling, and then when it comes to stop, that stuff is still pushing. So you gotta have good brakes on the truck and the trailer.
This is the best solution for the masses, for sure.
And I have I've been towing this since it's been in the initial concepts myself. And so I've taken around, I've used it to tow vehicles, lumber, I have horses, I've picked up hay. I put U-boxes full of concrete on here, and this is a really smooth ride. And we're actually surveying all of our toy hauler customers too. And it's not to be annoying, even though they might think so, but really we're still creating feedback because we're in the middle of this.
So when, I get sometimes irritated when I get these surveys too, but I do my best to fill them out, because I know from being a business owner that you need to get feedback. Even when I was at Disney, they would have us take little survey monkeys for different things that they had going on. I know you need feedback in order to make your business better. So surveys work. If I was, we send out a review, which is kind of like a survey. I've had no bad reviews, thank God, so far, but I have sent out reviews to people, even though I might not have done the job the best, or I messed up or something, I still send out the review. And if a lot of times they might not write a review, or if they do, they will go ahead and they have one guy, I remember he did write a review after I told him, well, he asked me if I could cut down his bush. I told him I'm not a landscaper. And when I went in there, he still wanted me to do it. I went in there, I cut the thing down, and I cut it down to a nub. And he was not happy, but I gave him the link to leave me a review, and he just left me 5 stars. And I've had a couple of people like that. I might have messed up something, not damaged something, but showed up late, forgot to show up because I put it in the calendar maybe, and I was doing something else. So that's why I'm looking at all those, those other systems. But we make it right. We make it right. We need surveys, and we got to take surveys in order to help out our overall experience when it comes to certain businesses.
This production run, we still have 3,000 more toy haulers on order. But if we get customer feedback that is over and over saying like, hey, we're experiencing this issue, or this would be better, the The good thing about doing everything in-house is that we can make those tweaks, we can make those changes mid-production if we need to.
I'm really stoked that they brought me out here to look at this whole like manufacturing facility. I'm here in Phoenix. I knew they were, U-Haul's actually based out of Phoenix, and I just thought it'd be cool to kind of reach out and say, come out here, take a look at the process. And U-Haul's kind of had the same trucks, same trailers for as far back as I can remember as even a kid. And it's really cool to see new products coming on market that really solve for the newer things, bigger vehicles, side-by-sides, things like that. That's U-Haul really listening to the customers and making decisions to further the trailer program, which I am absolutely blown away even exists.
Well, we really appreciate you being here, and I would just follow up. Obviously, I'm proud to be part of U-Haul. Been here for 23 years.
23 years. That's called locking in. When I was at Disney, the lifers, I thought I was going to be a lifer. I gave them 10 years. The pandemic let us go, but to see that this lady is holding on to her job for 23 years and she's happy there, or she's doing what she needs to make a living for herself there, I'm happy for her. 23 years. That's a good long time.
And I love trailers, but we are looked to be the experts in the industry, and if the vehicle market is evolving and changing, it's really our responsibility to evolve, to make sure our customers have a safe and useful tool instead of using something that really isn't the right fit.
Sure. And drop a comment down below. Let them know. They'll read the comments. They'll pay attention.
Right.
U-Haul is definitely paying attention to what the customers are saying, and this is an example of that. So with that said, thank you guys very much for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit that subscribe button down below.
All right, folks. Yes. So that is a look at the U-Haul facility when it comes to toy haulers and trailers. Let's say I go to a guy who fixes my trailer every now and then. We're in a pinch, something, one of the lug nuts or something came loose and I need him to go ahead and put it together. He'll do that for me. Any major work, take it back on over to where I bought it from, Red Barn. But if you are entering into the business, if you're coming into the business and you want, or you don't have the right equipment right away and you need to figure that out, U-Haul is a good place to go. The box trucks, I'm pretty sure they have, different sizes. I'm not pretty sure. I know they have different size box trucks to help you with your junk removal. I don't think you want to tell them that you're taking their equipment up into the landfill. They might charge you a little bit more for that. But if you're getting into the game and you need a good start, you need somewhere to start your business, I would say look at U-Haul, maybe Enterprise, depending on what your pocket's looking like in order to get into the business. But all right, folks, if you made it this far, I would appreciate it if you like, comment, and subscribe. If you watched all of this all the way through, or if you just, poked around seeing what we are talking about over here. I'm about to get ready to get dressed and get the day started. It is about 11 o'clock Mountain Standard Time here in El Paso. I am going to get a day in the life vlog going, and I do have a few runs to make for the business. No clients on the books today, but we still have work. We did work over the weekend, and I need to go to the landfill and get some of this work off so that we will be ready. The phone has been ringing. I do have clients on for the rest of the week. But anyway, comment, like, subscribe, share. Dumpster Daddy, we out here. Peace.